I'm sick of being
All right, guys. So this one's on rabbits, the missing link.
Rabbit?
There we go.
Sorry.
By Jeremy Chambers. Rabbits, their meat, and their byproducts could be the sustainable and functional missing link needed to help you meet your goals of greater sustainability and maximum nutritional output, no matter the size and scope of your property. We're not using our rabbits for meat, but for business.
The answering in his home. You don't have a car.
Selling the babies.
I know I shouldn't be on hold. I had a guard sitting by the door. Hi, this is Dr. Lewis from the county ER. I need a unit dispatched for a possible suicide.
In the last 2 generations, our society has made the thought of consuming the flesh of a cute, cuddly, fuzzy bunny nearly abhorrent. When we were first introduced to the idea of raising rabbits for meat, I'm sure our reaction was the same as many who have never considered the practice before.
Hey, you guys going on a run?
It is a stretch for most average, modern North Americans to wrap their minds around the fact that these animals can play an important role in our diet and the management of our properties. For those readers outside of North America, your culture may be more accepting of this fact. You know what, though? Deer venison is actually one of the healthiest meats out there. The first thing to consider is why rabbits have been missing from many homesteads and farm plans. There are many facets to this answer. Society's view of rabbits has changed drastically over the last 80 years. Up until the 1950s, the rabbit was seen as a common source of protein and regularly appeared on dinner tables. 2 factors influenced this change. First, the rise of industrial agriculture and the decline of the fur industry. Second, and around the same time, the rabbits were humanized in the form of cartoons. Millions of children and families were waking up on Saturday mornings to the vision of animals walking, talking, playing, singing, and living in a house just like they did.
So you used to be a nurse?
In the following decades, as rabbit meat became more and more uncommon, it was regulated as food for someone of less privilege. While this assumption was made in North America, rabbit continued to be placed on the menu of some of the most prestigious 5-star restaurants around the globe. The final turn was that pushed rabbits out of consideration as a meat source was the big cruelty-free campaign in the 1980s. Rabbits became the poster child of this movement, and to this day are featured on cosmetic, hair care, and even toothpaste packaging to show that products are not tested on animals. From the 1980s through the beginning of the 21st century, these mindsets dominated the landscape. Commercial rabbit lines were maintained mostly by small farms and backyard breeders in North America. The acceptance of rabbit as a meat source has gained traction worldwide in the last 20 years. A few European countries had a consistent production and demand for rabbit meat throughout the 20th century. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Spain, France, Greece, and Germany had a fairly steady rate of production and consumption from 1950 to 1990. Over the last 2 decades, Italy, Bulgaria, and the Czech Republic have seen an increase in demand. Eastern Asia has also seen an increase in demand. China and North Korea lead this region in the production and consumption of rabbit meat. These 2 countries account for nearly 70% of the 1.5 million tons of rabbit meat consumed around the globe. The global market demand has grown annually by an average of 2.8% from 2007 to 2017, and is expected to grow by 2.3% in the next few years. North America is almost dead last in its production and consumption. Keep in mind that these numbers are almost solely commercial production numbers, and not figures from backyard or small farm production. Recent global events have led to a renewed interest in meat rabbits. The year 2020 brought in a wave of people seeking breeding stock for their homesteads and backyard operations. Individuals began to see holes in the supply chains and in their own ability to meet their families' and communities' needs. Hang on. Oh, look, it's on an ad.
Back it. The feeling of binding psoriasis can't filter out the real you. So go ahead, live unfiltered. With the one
Rabbits have some unique qualities that can help to fill these gaps. The meat harvested from the carcass shines above the other home-raised meat, and the byproducts can assist in enriching other areas of your property. The primary purpose of a meat rabbit is, well, meat. Oh, and what a meat it is. A healthy domestic rabbit produces a high-protein, low-fat, mild-tasting flesh. Some have said it tastes like chicken, however, we feel it is closer to a white pork, white turkey hybrid. It has just enough flavor to stand on its own when needed, or it serves as a constant companion in flavorful soups, stews, and ethnic foods. Pair the nutritional value of the meat with a sustainability factor, and you should have a slam dunk winner for anyone seeking to maximize the production of meat on a property. A breeding trio of commercial type rabbits can produce 250 to 300 pounds of meat following a conservative mating schedule.
Interesting choice.
This amount can be throttled up or down depending on the needs of the family or a community.
Got it.
It can be brought
But she's delayed.
down to just a litter or two a year and up to a litter every 45 to 60 days if required. And if one needs to increase production further, a quality doe can be held back and introduced into the breeding schedule within 6 months. This is one of the factors that lend to the sustainability of meat rabbits. Once a breeding herd has been established, it can continue for years with no external input. There is no need to purchase new stock every year. The use of line breeding with rabbits is an accepted practice and can be used to strengthen the desired qualities. The qualities include temperament, body coat or body type, coat condition, coat color, litter size, and growth rates. Another factor leading to the sustainability of rabbits is the reduced need to purchase equipment to raise or process the rabbits. The mothers will sustain the bunnies until they reach weaning age. No incubator, no brooder, no heat lamp, and no need to purchase separate feed for the young. The mother rabbit, while appearing inattentive and uninterested, will do what is necessary to care for the young rabbits. She should build an appropriate nest out of hay or straw and line it with fur she has pulled from her own belly. She will enter the nest 1 or 2 times a day to nurse the babies. And when it is time for them to begin eating solid food, the babies will eat and drink when she does. When it is time to process the rabbits, usually around 12 weeks or 5 pounds live weight, a sharp knife is all you really need. The processing is quick, producing little mess and smell, and can be accomplished by most people. I couldn't handle doing it anymore, but again, our rabbits are not going to be for meat. They are for breeding and selling the babies. So money for the homestead.
I have to go. She's delayed. I need you to promise me you're not going to kill yourself in the next 2 years. What? One day. I'm off the finance. Also, this is kind of career.
Rabbit byproducts provide another reason to make space for them on a homestead and small farm. Rabbit manure is probably one of the most well-known of these byproducts. Their manure is cold and can be used directly in the garden and landscape as a fertilizer, reducing the need to purchase commercial soil boosters, which are also full of chemicals. And the rabbit manure is a lot better. It's a lot healthier because it's organic and you don't have to worry about what's in it because you're feeding your rabbits in a healthy way anyway. So, okay.
Excellent.
Due to its immediate use and outstanding NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium value, 2 to 4, 1 to 4, and 0.60, it is sought after by gardeners and in some areas can be sold at rates that may cover feed costs. Rabbit manure can also be combined with a native soil to create a powerhouse seed starting medium. I'll have to remember that. Besides the amazing plant nutrition it provides, it has fibrous material to assist with maintaining moisture. The manure alone has convinced some to raise rabbits. The other byproducts consist of the parts of the processed rabbit not included in the finished carcass. The pelt is one of the obvious parts that has value. It is, if of sufficient quality, the pelt can be tanned and preserved for leather goods. The pelts of younger rabbits or ones that are in a mold may not be usable for crafting, but can be dried and used as dog treats. Similarly, organs such as the liver, kidneys, heart, and lungs can be dried or used in a raw feeding program. Raw feeding for dogs and cats has seen a rise in the last decade. And there is demand for parts, whole processed carcasses, heads, and even whole rabbits that have been dispatched. The remaining parts can be fed to other omnivorous livestock, used as bait for hunters, or added to a balanced compost pile. Housing rabbits can be as simple as a stand with a few cages or as complex as the purpose-built building. Domestic rabbits have successfully lived in hutches and cages for over 600 years and really don't need too much space to thrive. They only need to be protected from the elements, have sufficient air movement, and have 6 square feet of floor space per adult rabbit. Grazing tractors can help reduce feed intake, but are not necessary for healthy rabbits. Most commercial rabbit pellets are a complete food source and nothing else is required. You do have to make sure they're non-GMO. You don't want your rabbits getting those chemicals.
Coffee does the same thing. It also raises your blood pressure.
However, if you are able to meet their nutritional needs with items grown on your property, it is possible to close the loop and have a truly self-sustaining meat source, especially if you were using rabbit manure to nourish the plants. What are you doing?
The latter felt immensely
Over there.
but he obliged.
Whether you're looking for protein-packed meat for yourself or a nutrient boost for your garden, rabbits can fill that void. No other commonly raised animal checks all of the boxes. These furry creatures require little space, grow swiftly, have a feed-to-weight ratio, only beat by Cornish Cross chickens, have the potential to bring in some extra income and provide manure that can help your gardens thrive. Rabbits can be that missing link to help you achieve your self-sufficiency goals. Jeremy Chambers and his family live on 5 acres in rural southeastern Michigan, which they lovingly call Independence Acres. They have a large garden, a greenhouse, and a small flock of various chicken breeds. The Chambers have worked to bring awareness to cuniculture, the practice of raising rabbits for meat, pelts, and other byproducts since 2015. The family's goal is to make their homestead a teaching hobby farm and to pass on the skills and knowledge they have learned. You know what? That right there, that's our goal for Faith First Farm and Homestead. To make our homestead a teaching farm and to pass on the skills and knowledge that we are learning. That is our goal, is Faith First Farm and Homestead. And you know what? I'm going to turn the page down because that's it right there. That is our goal. All right, so that was it for Rabbits, the Missing Link. And I'm going to go ahead and get off from here and get this up there. I'm going to try to get the next one out. I should be able to. I was really hoping I could get the rest of these out, but I don't know. I'll do what I can. I don't really have many more to go, but see how many more I can get out, guys. I will see you on the next video. Bye, guys.